fighting on the ridge lasted no longer than a hungry man takes to eat his meal. The vision of Sitting Bull had come to pass. The Long Knives had fallen into his village. The people did not heed Sitting Bull's warnings to leave the soldiers' possessions untouched. Sitting Bull knew these matters weighed heavily with Wakantranka. While many celebrated, others sang death songs.
Takoja at kuku ekta ekpea inktela. Mi takoja ohitia uchakizela okia kayo.
Been sitting on a powder keg better part of a year. It's only a matter of time before it finally exploded.
Storky! You give me a gun and all the ammo you got!
We're closed, sir. Out of respect for the dead.
It's horrible to think of children coming into such a world.
What happened to the baby wasn't your fault. You're a good mother, Clara. Yes. Only, don't shut me out. The baby was... He was my son, too.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
So am I.
You.
Cheze el tokea, chewe el tobe waniche.
Na ini yuta ho. Ni chicha piki. Ta afbaya piki hoi e washteshte nukta ho.
Salute you, Sergeant. You're a hero. Let me give you some food.
Thank you kindly.
Sir, here you are.
Here you go. Good job.
For you.
Thank you.
God bless you.
This town got a postmaster?
That'd be me.
Your first civilization we've seen since...
What can I do for you, Trooper?
I promised a
friend that his folks would get this.
I'll see to it.
He was a good man. He always spoke well of his family.
Please take this.
Thank you kindly, ma'am.
Dearest mother and father, I'm off on a fool's mission and cannot be certain of the outcome. There's not time for me to write all the things I wish to tell you. Many a time have I thought to abandon my charge here rather than submit to the willfulness of others who have been placed above me. I want you to know that I have always tried to act according to the lessons of duty and honor that have been your legacy to me. I've traveled far and seen too much, but always I think of home. You are both in my prayers. I remain forever your loving son, Jacob.
Can I help you, ma'am?
Yes. We're looking for the person who sent this.
Robert?
He was your son.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
The man who gave you the letter, did he tell you anything?
Only that your son was a good man. And he loved his family.
Thank you.
I want to see the place where it happened.
The battlefield's 2 days by wagon, ma'am. It's a perilous country. Army can't vouch yet for its security. And there's no telling where your son might lie.
We'll pay you anything you ask. Please?
Keep your money.
Do you have any children?
I had a son. Beautiful boy. William. A fever took him.
Life is very fragile. Most of the things I ever loved have been taken from me. Do you love your husband?
With all my heart.
Then always hold that love close to you. Let it sustain you. Like this.
I heard tell of a Jacob Wheeler.
Well, there are wheelers scattered all over this country.
They say that this one took off with a mountain man, married an Indian woman. Grandfather used to tell me stories about him.
What kind of stories?
About how he rode with Fremont to California. Struck it rich.
Well, if a man lives long enough, he gets to hear the stories and the legends folks tell about him. I reckon I've lived that long. Maybe too long.
I need some tobacco. find my son, take his hand and lead him on his journey across the hanging road. Let his spirit and the spirits of all these young men who died before their time shine like the stars in the sky. There may we mothers find them and say, there, that is my son.
Many Long Knives came to avenge the death of the man called Custer. Because they could not find Crazy Horse and Sitting Bull, their anger fell on those already on the reservations. The Great Council in Washington declared all Indians to be prisoners of war. The Lakota, they said, had broken the promise of the treaty paper. The most sacred of sacred lands, the Pahasapa, promised forever to the Lakota people, now belonged to the white man, and he would never give it back. Loved by the buffalo had begun to see the truth of Growling Bear's vision, and it pained his heart. He felt the loss of the power of Wakantranka, and knew that the time was soon coming to return to his people without having found the answers he had sought for so long.
Mr. Wheeler.
Captain Pratt.
You remember?
Well, not likely to forget our last encounter. Exception to the rule, I believe you called me.
Not only that, I see, but a man of many skills.
This just keeps breath and bone together. Come from a family of wheelwrights.
Your business prospers?
Ice storm killed most of the cattle last year. Destroyed most of the wheat. Drought finished off the rest. Farmers who bought goods on credit had nothing left to sell or barter.
Nature can be a stern taskmaster.
The whole idea of a general store is becoming obsolete. Man can find everything he needs nowadays in Montgomery Ward or Sears and Roebuck catalogs.
Everything but purpose, Mr. Wheeler.
I guess. Well, can I offer you a brandy and cigar, Captain, or do you abstain from ardent spirits?
I should, but I do not. Thank you, Mr. Wheeler. I had occasion to observe your classroom today, Mrs. Wheeler. Your way with children is commendable.
Well, thank you. The parents bring so many of their old ways and prejudices. If you don't help the children early on, they'll never adjust to their new lives.
My view, precisely. Thank you.
You mentioned proposition.
Yes. Indeed. It is a great mistake to think that the Indian is born an inevitable savage. He is born a blank, like the rest of us. Left in the surroundings of savagery, one naturally becomes a savage. But transfer the savage-born infant to the surroundings of civilization, and he will grow to possess a civilized language and habit. President Hayes and the Congress have granted me the use of barracks in Carlisle, Pennsylvania, for a model Indian school, and authorized me to recruit 125 children from here and the territories for its inaugural class.
That's so far away. Surely the reservation is a better place.
The reservation works to colonize the Indian, not individualize him. If the Indian is to be assimilated, he must be gotten into the swim of American citizenship. He must feel the touch of it day after day until he becomes saturated with the spirit of it. Immerse the Indian in the waters of civilization and hold him there until he is thoroughly soaked.
In short, sirs, by being placed in good schools, taught our language and industries, and going out among our people, your children can become useful Americans. You see yourselves the evidence that this is now the white man's land. And there's nothing left for you and your children but to become a part of it all.
White man, smart. He speak many promises, more and more. White man keep one. He say he take our land. Now he take our land.
And why was that land taken? Because you can neither read nor write. Because you are not educated. These mountains, valleys, and streams have passed from you.
The people who take these mountains, these valleys, these streams, they steal, they lie.
If you were all as smart as the white man, you would have known that there was gold in the Black Hills and led your people to dig it out. You leave your affairs in the hands of the white man. This is why you come to grief. The white man will walk right over you unless you get up and stand in front of him as his equal. The way to do this is to get his education. You see that I do not come with soldiers to take your children from your very arms. I believe there are wise men among you who will themselves allow their fortunate sons and daughters to partake in the white man's learning.
Mochbia luta, chinchani chacha, duene wayawa, ya yeshni, ashtakuwe, unkita wapiki, iwi chacha pe.
Mila haskaki, tohani imna pishnielo, makoche unkitropiki yohapina, wana wakanja unkitropiki, chimpelo.
Wachasha prat, achia piki lelhi. Nachante etam, awogala ke, kechami. Wakanhe jah. Unkita wapi, unkisam yang, he chonk pik the hecha yelo.
Takwe wayawa unyapi, ungoki pishni he.
Washichu tawa unspe. Washake. Naku ukok treke.
Unspe unkiapi, oyaki hi he.
Huh. Oh, huh.
Mita koja. Wayawa piktalo. Hoka hoke. Awawicha kintalo.
Ya yokie. Oyake hishni. Nisunka ke. Mieshni.
Ya. Mi chinchi na mi takoja. Da apelo. Washichu ta. Wowen spe chela. Untaku. Chikala. Unyuhapiki. Ungluha. Ungoki hi pelo. Yakachni kaho.
Huh.
Didn't believe that much in Pratt's idea.
I believe in us. I believe in what we can do together.
After what's happened.
I'm gonna stop dwelling in the past. Everything I have that's precious is right here in this moment.
Yo.
Fortitude, Mrs. Wheeler. Our task awaits.
Don't make this more difficult. I'm just scared.
these marks? Each word is a white man's name. You will choose one of these names for your own. Begin, please.
Hiram.
Meredith?
Walter.
Carl.
George.
Abigail.
Come along, children. Get your clothes.
This way.
Move.
For you.
Find a bed. Keep moving.
Along. Take these and put them on.
Move along.
Trousers.
Find a bed.
This is for you.
Get your clothes. Keep moving. Move. Move along. Keep moving. Go in that room. Find a bed. Get your clothes. Go in that room. Find a bed.
Hehe Luhamela. Hanske wa umaspe waki.
Expected of some of them. An Indian man only cuts his hair in times of great mourning.
Surely, if it's their tradition.
Old habits must be unlearned. The sooner the better.
Definitely does. Enough of that. Now, huh? You'll understand soon.
Thank you, everyone. Back to your duties. Right. Quickly now.
Come on now. Don't have to go through that again.
You too, Mr. Wheeler. Mrs. Wheeler.
Is it right what we're doing? It all made so much sense.
We have to give it more time, Clara. Captain Pratt's a decent man. knows what he's doing.
Tuga Shila Oshimalayo. 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 Tuga Shila
Hoka.
Tuga Shila Oshimalayo. Tuga Shila.
The universe is made of circles. No beginning and no end. Mahaki ampe we a hominiye. Na hanwiki maha o hominiye. The cross touches the circle 4 times.
Yesterday you were Indians. Today, you are Americans. Hereafter, you will not speak in your native tongue. You will speak only English. Our purpose here at the Carlisle Indian Industrial School is to make you ready to take a useful place in the white man's world.
There are 4 directions, 4 virtues. Dua henas lo yahe.
Wo hitika. Wo wash ake.
Woksape.
Wo okie.
Remember, there is no shame in hard work. In work, there is freedom. Make the most of your time here. You have no right to waste your own, still less the time of others.
Each of us is born with one of these. All of you must find the other 3 within you.
Dismissed.
My great-grandfather made and fixed wheels as he marched with Washington. George Washington, Potomac, cherry tree. Forget it. Let me show you how a wheel's made. Hub.
Hub.
Spokes.
Spoke.
Right? Wheel.
Wheel. Lena washichu to high up be. Ochla the noob. Hunters reward what she be use pictilo.
George, why don't you give it a try? All right. Now find A. Now B. Good.
Please, continue.
And C? Go ahead, George. You were doing so well.
Outside.
Now, you listen to me, young man. Unbutton your jacket. Now. He stole barbed wire from your shop and made these for other boys. If we succeed, Mr. Wheeler, Carlisle will be the model for dozens, perhaps even hundreds of other Indian schools all over the country. I believe that if we can turn George around, we can turn around the most recalcitrant of them.
I agree. I just wonder if a slower transition wouldn't be...
There is no time left for half measures. To save the child, we must kill the Indian, fully and completely.
Cannot abide that man.
How can he be so right and so wrong at the same time?
What you did? Teach me.
Bite it. Bite it. Bite it. Chew. 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 Never speak Indian again. Never.
You got your spokes set, and attach your felloes, make your rim. Where's George? George.
Lesson 24, The Storyteller. Peter Parley was a great storyteller. This is known to all children who have read his books. I thought they might be sick.
Are you sick, boy?
Peda kele washiju sel echecha. Wola kota ungluha pikte. Washa gabi hunters.
Mayalza.
Lecha no oyaki he nani spashni ki. Ohia yellow.
The younger boys were no doubt corrupted. But George is a different matter.
With all due respect, Captain, don't you think you might be asking too much of these children?
Too much? You demean them, Mr. Wheeler. We don't demand the Germans, for instance, become thoroughly American before we admit them to this country. They arrive on our shores old and young, and must become Americans at once. We don't feed our civilization to immigrants. We feed immigrants to our civilization. So let it be with the Indian.
Give me a chance to bring George around. I think I may have some currency with him.
Very well, Mr. Wheeler. I have come to the regrettable realization that you no longer share my views on education. But I'm willing to accede to your methods. This once.
Captain Pratt reminds me of my father. It's an immovable wall. I wonder that he might not be right in the end.
Will our child say that about you?
George?
Hoka hoke, imachi ape.
Hoka hoke.
You are welcome.
I know you can understand some of what I say. And whatever you think, Captain Pratt means well for your people.
No.
I'm a simple man, but I know this. Knowledge is power. And if you don't study our ways, how will your great-grandchildren know the meaning of your holy wheel? How will they know of your history, of your great victories?
We tell these things.
It's not enough, George. See, because what we call history is written by those who win the battles. So you must make your voice heard. You must preserve your culture. You must write it down in English. Not for Pratt, but for your children and their children.
Why I do what you tell me. White man say many things, mean nothing.
That is true of some white men. And some Indians, I expect. You're a young man, George. Believe me, I know the nature of a young man's dreams. Don't stop dreaming. But remember, when you wake up, you're back in a white man's world.
You have dream?
I've still got a few left. Maybe it's not too late to make them happen.
And it is my considerable pleasure on this signal occasion to introduce our commencement theatrical, Columbia's Roll Call, presented by the students of our own Mrs. Clara Wheeler. A round of applause, please.
Are we the same boys who with trinkets and toys, moccasins, blankets, and paint, in a costume most quaint, on the 6th of October, the long journey over, came to this friendly roof 6 months ago? Yes, we are the very same who to these good barracks came. We're kindly friends and welcome gave us, did all they could to teach us, save us from idle habits and bad ways, and carried us safely through the maze of reading, writing, and of talking, and even improved our walking.
Heralds of fame and history, unroll your scroll of mystery. Then with your silver trumpets blast, unloose the shut gates of the past, and call Columbia's heroes forth, proclaim them east, west, south, and north.
Then boomed the Pinta signal gun, the first that ever broke the sleep of that new world. The sound echoing to forest depths, a continent awoke.
I see a train of exiles stand amid the desert, desolate, the fathers of Massachusetts land. The daring pioneers of fate, who brave the perils of sea and earth.
You've taken our rivers and mountains, the plains where we love to roam. Banish us not to the mountains and the lonely waste for home. Our clans that were strongest and bravest are broken and powerless through you. Let us join the great tribe of white men as brothers to dare to do.
Still the ways of peace we would follow, sow the seed and sheep gather in. Share your labor, your learning, your worship, a life larger, better to win. Then foemen no longer nor aliens, but brothers indeed it will be. And the sun find no citizens truer, as he rolls to the uttermost sea.
You disappoint me, Mr. Wheeler.
Comes from me trying to please people too much. But a man's got to stand for something, or it doesn't count for much.
And what do you stand for, Mr. Wheeler? Do you even know yourself?
I do. Now, sir. It's time for me to go home. Where I can do some good. My own way.
Hoka hoki.